New tonight, a cold case holding an unfortunate record in Owasso. 32-year-old David Simpson was found shot to death in his home 30 years ago. 2 Works For You reporter Ashley Holt shows us the only unsolved murder in Owasso's history.
It was a relationship only they understood.
It's a struggle between going backwards and going forward.
Anita Bellamy says she and her ex-husband David Simpson were lifelong friends.
I've known David since I was 11 years old.
Sure, they fought, but without her, his grave at Floral Haven would be bare, like the list of new leads investigators have for David's case.
On that day, police were called in reference to a first-degree burglary that was called in by a resident of that home.
On May 15, 1987, David's wife at the time, Joyce Lynn Simpson, was on the verge of hysteria when police say she ran to a neighbor's house begging them to call 911.
I hadn't been on the department that long, but that particular neighborhood was still considered a very good neighborhood.
The town was shocked.
They set us down and they told us that Dad had died.
David's son with his ex-wife Anita was 6 years old.
It was a hard thing to deal with as a kid.
Once officers arrived here on the scene, they said they noticed the garage door was open. Keys were on the floor and items were sprawled across the home. They found David shot to death in his bed. They said it appeared he was sleeping.
1 gunshot wound to the back of the head, and that was pretty much all the evidence that they had to go on at the time.
The only evidence, because no one ever found the weapon, even after investigators questioned just about everyone.
I mean, I was a suspect just as anybody was at that point.
David's wife Joyce was also briefly questioned. However, police never named an official suspect, while this side of David's family has.
I don't have a memory of him sad or crying. I have a memory of him fighting with Joyce.
So I went to the source, asking Joyce about these giant accusations.
There is no way that I would have done anything or would. I was devastated.
She doesn't remember much from that day, just a feeling.
I have an intense memory of just wrong and the presence of someone.
She claims she didn't know who would want to hurt David, but there were things she thought over that didn't make sense.
A couple of occasions, someone would come to the house. I would visit with them and then come back in.
She says, like Anita and Justin, she wants a resolution.
With us not being on the same team, that we might actually be slowing down process.
However, at the center of accusations, assumptions, and ultimately a tragedy was a man they say loved his kids, racing, and a good joke.
So I remember being at the racetrack and sitting on the trailer after the races, and him and all of his buddies and us sitting there talking.
Number 92 covered newspapers, proudly holding his son Justin in his arms.
That Cole Swindell song, "You Should Be Here."
His father's death leaving brutal, long-lasting scars.
Justin ended up in a psychiatric unit when he was 8 years old.
His mother says he ended up on drugs and spent time in prison.
I don't know what it triggered. I don't know why I lost control the way I did.
But they got through it.
She is my hero, there's no doubt about it.
Together, now always keeping number 92 nearby. And bringing him flowers just to say hello and to let him know, while they refuse to struggle anymore, one day instead of flowers, they'll bring him answers. From Owasso, Ashley Holt, 2 Works For You.
The State Bureau of Investigation says it believes people it originally interviewed did not share everything they knew, and because of that, other people have not been interviewed. It's offering $5,000 for information, and David's family is offering $10,000 for information leading to an arrest and prosecution. If you have any information, contact the OSBI with information on your screen.